One's favorite Legend of Zelda game is something that, in the eyes of many fans, is held sacred. This game, Ocarina of Time, naturally finds its way to the top of many gamers' personal lists. For me, the N64, it's kind of an interesting story because I love the looks of the games, they all really interest me, but playing them has been a different story because I've never gotten comfortable with any version of the N64 controller, be it the original, the Hori-Pad, even the ridiculous Boomerang controller, you name it, I've tried it, and I just can't get along with any of them. So when the 3DS version, which was rebuilt from the ground up, came around, I finally got to really delve in and devote some time into the game, and that's the version we're checking out here today. Ocarina of Time was the first N64 Zelda title. Like with Mario, Link followed suit and made the jump to 3D. And in my opinion, it was one of the most successful transitions for a series. And it seems others feel that way too, as every console Zelda from here on was in 3D. The story of the game plays out similarly to A Link to the Past, just with time travel instead of parallel realities. You collect 3 amulets, you rescue sages, and then you go fight Ganon, and you do some side quests in between. You know the drill already. I'm sure people may complain that I'm leaving a lot out, but in a nutshell, it's pretty accurate. Zelda games really never needed a lot to their story. The original version of Ocarina of Time was an incredible looking game for its time, especially with a lot of the other 3D games out there being just blocky polygons with unattractive skins on them. The 3DS version improves on that a great deal. Still looks like Ocarina of Time, but it's just a much more attractive version, and the sound, it seems not too far off from the original Nintendo 64 to me, but that's not a bad thing, not at all. I really like the original soundtrack to this game, and I'm sure Nintendo still does too, because there's snippets of themes from Ocarina in the other games, including Breath of the Wild, and everything you've come to expect is here. And they even threw in the Master Quest on this version. Not that I'd ever attempt it. I barely know the regular game as it is. Topping things off, they remapped the controls to the interface of the 3DS, meaning you're able to use the action buttons or the touchscreen to use different items or play the ocarina, and that is quite nice. And with the 3DS mapping, you even have an extra item slot, which, as you can imagine, is very, very convenient. The ocarina, of course, is a very important part of the game. Hence the title. Instead of casting magic spells to accomplish certain tasks, you play songs on the ocarina, and in this game, if you don't remember them, you can easily pull them up in a menu. I don't recall any option like this in the N64 version, so this is one aspect that makes the game a bit easier on the 3DS. Now, this is the part of the video which might upset some viewers. I am still just not a fan of the game. The 3DS port did a lot to make the game more accessible and more playable, and I totally respect what this game means to the series, but I just still can't get into it. To me, the game just feels awkward and kind of clunky, kind of like the N64 controller. Don't get me wrong, I think the game is brilliant and innovative and a whole truckload of other positive adjectives, but it's just not for me. I've tried. Now, just because it's not my thing doesn't mean I really dislike it. I really wanted to be able to play it, but I just can't do it. You won't hear me crap on this game, not in a million years. The game's an acquired taste, and it's one that I just don't have. The Metroid Prime series is another series which is exactly the same way for me. Now, despite all that, do I still recommend the game? Yes, I do. Whether you're going to play the N64 or the 3DS version, I still think the game is definitely worth giving it a try, putting some time into it, taking a look, seeing if it is for you, or do you suffer the same fate as me and just not able to enjoy it. And let me hear from you now. What games out there, despite whatever brilliance, critical acclaim, innovation, things you really wanted to try, wanted to enjoy, you just can't get into? Leave a comment down below. Hope you've enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.